When you allow your brain to quiet down, you activate lesser-known neural pathways called the default mode network. And I would describe that neurologically, but it's a relatively recent concept. There's not even a complete consensus on all the brain regions included in the definition of it. But what we do know is that these are the areas of the brain that are active when your brain is at wakeful rest, like daydreaming. So when you're spacing out in the shower, when you're sitting in the car on a long, boring drive, when you're fused to a breast pump, that's when your default mode engages. When your brain has nothing better to do, you dip into these emotional and memory centers of the brain. And the result is that you get to access forgotten memories, tap into repressed emotions, and problem solve with tools not usually accessible to you in your toolbox. And this concept is especially important to those of us who have focus issues at baseline. In the neurotypical brain, the default mode network and the task positive or executive network are reciprocal. As one works more, the other slows down. For people who have focus issues, the default mode remains active while the executive network is trying to get stuff done, which explains why it's so hard to stay on task. In order to reclaim our fragmented focus from an increasingly distracted world, we need to be able to tap into the default mode network because there's magic in there. So how do we do that? There's a ton of research out there showing how to suppress the default mode network.